You know, you say you're disappointed.
Yes, we are.
With the persons who have been nominated and sent to the Senate.
Yes.
But does that also mean that at the end of the day, these men and women will not deliver?
You see, it is only a man who knows where he's going that can deliver. When you don't even know where they are. You see, the thing is with this party and with this presidency and with this APC government is that you can't hold them down to anything. There was nothing wrong in us having an expectation of a bunch of saints based on the elements of energy they spend on anti-corruption, the charade of it, the talking about it, the propaganda of it. So you would expect that, okay, if this is how they want to go, we can read the body language that they're going to bring us new people. For instance, if you had called a Funshaw Phillips in this country and asked him to come up with a matrix to get the kinds of men that the president wants, and you had told him to take it from all the geopolitical zones, want to, he would have brought you people. There are, you see, you keep forgetting that this nation in the private sector has grown and has developed. If you had called, say for instance, a John Momo and said, we're looking for someone that can help us to manage the entire media infrastructure and information. Even if he doesn't bring himself, he bring you someone that you know that, what are you doing? You cannot tell us to have hope when you are going to leave us with no hope. The president is good. We accept. He needs a good team. And this cannot be it. Take the girl from Ogun State, the one, Adeosun. Yes.
I think she's a woman.
Yes, she's a woman.
I think it is proper to use
the woman from Ogun State.
Terms, yes.
Take the woman from Ogun State, Mrs. Adeosun. You will think that, okay, on paper, academic qualification, experience, and all that. But what has she done with the asset in Ogun? The place is reeling with very, very heavy weight of debt. Why? Because I cannot explain how she can ever sit in cabinet and allow her government to be using short-term financing instruments to finance projects that are not going to be able to pay back. So these are the people that you have to tell us you have brought. You need a better team to be behind the president.
You know, the first time out, I mean, when the president did his appointments, there were also lots of hue and cry about how he went about it. And then I ask, I mean, now that he's come up with this one, people also say, you say you're disappointed. Then let me then ask, I mean, how would you have suggested, because there are people who helped him.
How would you have suggested?
Yeah, he worked. They worked with him to ensure that he emerged as president. And I've checked across the world, that is what happens.
See,
when they help you win elections, they are, in one way or the other, brought in.
Yes, when you
how would you have suggested
when you want to run a government of nepotism, that's how you think. When you want to run a government that does not run on nepotism but run on efficiency, what you're going to do is that you're going to look for less important policy-driven directional positions to give them. For instance, there are ambassadorial positions that doesn't require much. They put on their tie, they represent the presidency. There are board positions.
Doesn't require much.
There are board positions. But when you want to move a nation from wherever you say you are bringing it to the next level, you are supposed to bring next level material.
Was that how the PDP did it?
Oh yes, that was how we did it. You people just forgot. In 1999, we were clear in our mind that what Olusegun Obasanjo needed to do was to get us ministers that can connect to the people back, because the people are just emerged from military rule. By 2003, we moved it up. We started bringing, technocrats, and all of them, including Nasiru and Kwanko. That's how we did it. That's how we've been doing it.
But the people, if you said that's how you've been doing it, but then some of those who were behind all of those were those who helped the president achieve. I mean, who helped him come to office.
I think the problem is that you don't really understand what it takes to get the president installed. First and foremost, when the candidate has emerged from the party, everybody's even falling over themselves to work with that candidate because of expected gratification. But what we are saying now is that maybe we should just say that we should just not have so much enthusiasm and so much expectation. Maybe we are even guilty of expecting too much. Maybe we have raised the bar so high that we're now beginning to think that maybe we're going to go into some kind of, American-style new sort of CEOs who speak the language, understand the PowerPoint. Maybe that's the problem. But hey, how did we get to become a people that had so much expectation?
Oh, but Mr. Shoma,
don't you think that question should be for your party?
No. It is not for our party. It is the consequence of an overuse of propaganda on the people.
More or less like the consequence of some kind of misrule by your party.
I like the use of the word misrule that they say. 16 years of the PDP misrule. 70% of the members of that place are the members of that misrule. The president, senate president is a member of that so-called misrule. The president governor of Kaduna State is a member of that so-called misrule. Chief Olusegun Obasanjo had about 8 or so years of that misrule. Dan Bawa, the one that is coming in, the travel officer, was a former chief of army staff in that same misrule. You see, these are the kinds of adjectives that cost us a problem. You can say we will do things differently. You cannot, for the pits of it, say there was a 16 years misrule. What do you mean? In 16 years, we gave you telecoms. In 16 years, we gave you stability. In 16 years, we gave you participatory democracy. In 16 years, we liberalized the conversational space where everybody could contribute. In 16 years, the media grew, private sector media grew. In 16 years, more titles came.
I'm just wondering,
is the PDP taking credit for telecoms in all facts?
Why should the PDP not take credit for the things we did? Let me even give you one that we can take credit for quickly. Just yesterday.
You're going back into history.
Yes.
Did the PDP give Nigerians telecoms?
The PDP under Chief Olusegun and Mokikiola Obasanjo, the former president of Nigeria, gave out the licenses to those companies that eventually became the players in the telecom. We cannot reinvent history.
You want to take it
Everything is work in progress. But let me even give you one other thing.
Wait a minute.
Look at what we've just done with pensions.
No, wait a minute.
10 years now.
Before
wait a minute.
Obasanjo.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Wait a minute. We've been on this job and we've been following issues.
Yes.
How did it come? Did it come on a platter once Obasanjo came or before Obasanjo with the General Abacha?
Okay. Yes, General Abacha started the conversation, but we made it happen.
I just want to get that for you.
Yes, but you see, if you tell me that, then I'll then ask you, how did you get the stability in power? How did you get the stability in all of those body language things you are giving and gifting to the APC and its presidency, the hard work we did, the foundational work that my party
And President Buhari has not taken credit for that. He said, well, he has not done anything.
Maybe President Buhari has not taken credit. Most of his excited members of the public, of his party, take credit for everything,
just the way the PDP shouldn't take credit for telecoms.
I'm just wondering, though, just quickly, do you think that there is any possibility that the president or the APC-led government would have brought out any list that would have been pleasing to the people?
Oh, yes, to Nigerians.
No, to the PDP, because people will say that you are a member of the opposition.
Yes.
You're not expected to find anything good in this particular list.
We are not as wicked and as mean as them. We find some things good. I've just told you that.
Because I asked you whether or not you saw anything good in this list.
I just gave you Kwachuku now.
That's the only person.
I said it's good. I gave you Kemi Adeosun, manageable. Am I going to start clapping for Rotimi Amechi? You must be kidding me. We know his antecedents in Rivers. I told you, if you had brought someone
don't get me wrong. I mean, you only mentioned these names in passing, and even in mentioning them,
reluctantly, I can also give you what's his name, Ngige. Reluctantly. But you know, these are giftings that the People's Democratic Party of Nigeria give them. And let me tell you, there are clear indications that the president is becoming a toxic leader. Some of the things that tells you that the leader is becoming toxic is that extreme fantasy, presumptuousness, bully tactics, and all of those things are beginning to come together. See.
What do you mean extreme fantasy?
Yes, I will explain to you. It is fantasy for you to tell us you are going to feed us and feed all the children in a couple of days and you have not even talked about it conveniently. It is fantasy for you to tell us that you are going to run a squeaky clean, no business as usual, no tolerating the corruption and all that, and you are giving us people that have overhang issues that they should have cleared before you cleared them. It is fantasy for you to be telling us you are thinking for 4 months and you are bringing us a list you could have put on the table the first day. Well, the very first day.
The thing about that is that, I mean, you say, yes, you're disappointed, but they haven't started working and you haven't fought their capacity to deliver.
There's even another area that we have not even checked.
You haven't, have you?
I'm coming. There's another area we have not checked.
Answer that one before you
I will. There's an area we have not checked, and that will lead me to that.
But you haven't.
It will lead me to that. There's an area we have not checked, and it will lead me to that. And that is
I hope time will allow us to check that.
No, I will check it. The process by which they are even going to be screened. I believe that this is one of the areas where the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, is going to demonstrate that he's a better material than most of his traducers. For I know how they would have ordinarily been making life unbearable, but you will see him calmly run through the list. You saw him calmly read it. You saw him calmly say, we'll do what we need to do. So sometimes, we can find good people in opposition. The only problem is that those good people we find in opposition are the people that came from PDP.
But at the end of the day, don't you think it will boil down to what have they been able to do at the end of 4 years?
We will do a midterm assessment. Who's going to wait for 4 years from the beginning of?
We don't have midterm elections in this country.
From the morning you can tell.
We don't have midterm elections.
May God give us long life and good health. They will soon clock. We talked in the beginning. Said give them 100 days, give them 100 days and plus. Now it's 4 months past. We'll still come back after a year.
I didn't say so. That's why they were elected.
We'll give them 1 more year, and then we'll do an assessment of how many roads have been paved in gold, and how many kilobytes of electricity or kilowatts that they've created. Yeah. And then we'll do a 2-year assessment, and by the second year, maybe we'll now begin to tell Nigerians that come back to your darling good old PDP, a party that knows how to look after you, who understands your issue, who knows that governance is not about just writing things on paper and speaking fine language. Governance is about making everybody in Nigeria comfortable and happy and giving them prosperity. Thank you.
The thing is, you still don't fault the fact that, yes, it will come down to what have they been able to do in 4 years.
If we get to 4 years, we'll evaluate.
You haven't faulted that. That is what it will come down to at the end
of the day. We'll evaluate it in 4 years now. You can't expect evaluate when they've not started, but I am not too hopeful. I'm not.
All right.
Not with this list.
Segun Shomi was the Deputy DG, PDP campaign in Ogun State. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much.
Let's flip over for a look at the headlines with Anne Wilder. Morning, Anne.